So this is the new world editor, this is the new 1.33 game, and to me it's working fine. I've been working with it for quite some days and I've not encountered any major issue. So I will just walk today. You can see most of the map is already laid out, most of the stuff is ready. We're going to finish some crypts here, and then I'm going to set up some triggers here and there. Nothing major. I will not do anything particularly difficult. And my goal will be to be able to start the map, not in a finished state, but at least start it, having most triggers ready and working. I still miss some models here, and except for that. So let me check the chat. Oh, 7 Blood. Hello, 7 Blood. Hey Shadi, hello. Tomorrow we'll post an announcement about the Patreon request you have done for the Draenei Tech 3. So tomorrow I'll post it on my server too. And my approach for this mission is quite simple. I will not doing something that different with respect to what the original did. And let's watch it as if we were in the game. As you can see, there is a lot of snowy areas. You will move through this canyon, and then here you have the mercenaries. These are the mercenaries, the first trapper's village. Then you can go on, fight some blue drakes just wandering around in all the snow, and then start fighting against the scourge. There are also some creeps from the Ice Crown chapters of the Frozen Throne. They make sense to be here. And yes, you will cross these bridges, fight all these bases. I will have to balance it, of course. It's not done, so it's not even balanced. And here there is the second village. You can see this is a mercenary hut for trolls, for ice trolls, missing the snow. We have the snow here and here instead, so this is working fine. And we have this tribe. You can also take mercenaries too. Then you have the Rubians, and you can see you have the Dragon Wastes here. And amidst the Dragon Wastes there is a powerful being, and here maybe some of you can recognize it. Who is him? Do you know who is him? Can you recognize it? No, there will be an optional quest in this map. There will be a secret which is borrowed from the base game. There will be some various things you can do, you can see, but there is no secondary quests. It's not needed in this map. It's quite focused map. You need to rush to get there, and I want this to feel the same, because I think this map is not that fun, but it's still quite the focus is well done, but the map per se is not fun in the base game, because there is a lot of clunkiness a bit with the mercenaries and stuff. So I want to flesh out the gameplay in that part, but not change the focus, which I think is very, very good. Maligos, no guys, it's not Maligos. This blue dragon, we will just you cannot fight with him, okay? He will be a locust, so you cannot even select him. He will fly the Dragon Wastes while you are crossing nearby the Dragon Wastes, and he is Saphiron. I wanted to show Saphiron here, moving around for a hunt, whatever he wants. I mean, we don't care. Just to let you see him before you actually engage with him in the Frozen Throne campaign. So this is a way to show him as part of the land, and he will show if you go near enough the edge of the Dragon Waste, which is these various places here. Okay, so you can see here, you will trigger some visibility here, and here too if you go here, and even here, but here you will not trigger the visibility for Saphiron because it's away. Of course he will fly around, so when you approach this area he will start flying, so you maybe hears a sound. Now I have to decide about that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how Blizzard designed it. Maybe they designed it with that Malygos in mind, but of course, since I haven't played WoW, I don't really know. But as you can see, the editor works really fine for me, and I must actually say one thing: the editor is hella fast, incredibly fast. I've never experienced an editor so fast. I mean, StarCraft 2 editor is fast in some way, but this is faster. It's incredibly fast. It loads the map in very few seconds, and it seems to work quite well actually. The only issue, I think, it eats a lot of RAM, so it's not so good for people who have less memory on their PCs, because it can kill them. This is an hard question to answer, Zodiac, because I've spoken with Amplier, which is the main map maker of the GSW project. I've been speaking with other people using the editor, and everyone was complaining about the crashes, about map not working, and so forth. So far, I have a team of beta testers. They are testing my maps from to end in multiple languages, and they all work fine. I've tested them and they all work fine. I just had a crash, random crash in one map, and it's one of the most taxing map. It was the Calling of Straton, so it might happen. If it happens more, I will investigate that map. But all my maps load fine in the editor. All maps are very fast to load. All maps are very fast to work with and to save. It is possible. Actually, all my maps, but on a custom models. Okay, you may think, okay, this is Re-Reforged, so you can use vanilla asset. Yes, I can use vanilla asset, not GSW, but still, I need custom models. Okay, a lot of stuff is custom models. A lot of fixed models are custom. Even Arthas is custom. If you check out Arthas, we are trying to make it so his transformation into the Dead Knight version, or actually the Frostmourne wielding version, is a bit less fast, because in the basic game there is Arthas, as we always see it, and then he takes the sword and immediately changes completely. Now we can see the swords, a curse, whatever you want, but the curse is supposed to work on a deeper level, in my opinion, so I don't want to show a drastic change immediately when with the sword, and I want to show it falling into madness because of its will to revenge, its quest for revenge. Let's say this way. I think it's better in English. And of course, this means that he will lose a bit of his qualities. He will become colder, and his armor will wear off, and its cape will be ruined, and so forth. Yeah, I think the game is quite stable. I think there is some problem with people with less RAM. I think there are problems with local files, so if you use local files, GG, good game, because I think unless they fix it, local files are not to be used unless they are very small. And the editor is fine and the game is quite fine. This is true. I mean, there are some issues, and this needs to be fixed, but it's not unstable. It's a bit more unstable with respect to 1.32 and this is how can I say it in English? This is exchanged with the fact that it's much faster, but it's not so much unstable in my opinion and in my experience, and I can assure you I work a lot with the editor, so it's not that I am not using it a lot. So let's come a bit to, after this overview of the new incredible editor and the amazing new patch Blizzard made. Yeah, Magic Hat, yeah. Not really. Let's come to the to what we are doing today. Since these videos are actually quite taxing for me, because to speak while I code and do stuff is not that easy. I will try to work as if I were not making the video. I will speak a bit, of course, about what I'm doing. I prepared a lot of stuff in order to make my own life easier. So let's begin. The first thing I want to do is to actually flesh out this outpost in order to make this an actual place where Forest Troll lives. So the first thing I want to do is to add some dots that show this place inhabited by trolls. Trolls are savage but civilized in a way. So they have crates, they have barrels, they have all stuff that we need to add to the camp. Okay, this can be useful because you can of course steal from them. If you attack them, they will turn hostile and you will no longer be able to hire them as mercenaries, and this will be a problem. But you can get some items from them, so you can decide that you can risk little choices. Okay, so of course they have cages, because trolls, we know, are trappers. They love to trap people, so we can add some cages here and there. Cages have small pattern blockers, so we don't want to add them, too many of them. We want to add them, this is too big, we should rotate a bit and then put it here. Okay, this is quite fine. Maybe it's into the snow, perfect. This is buried under the snow. We want to show in this map that the snow is falling, so we need to have stuff a bit buried under the snow. This is why we will have snow on buildings and stuff like that. Okay, this is the point, and this is why it's snowing so much. This is also to show how Arthas, basically its madness increases with the snow. So we start with no snow and a bit of madness. We go on with more snow and more madness, and we finally end with a blizzard, which is basically this environment. Okay, and full madness when it will take Frostmourne. And I think this is quite thematic because it uses the environment, the weather, to tell you a bit of the story. So let's add one last cage trashed, and this is a good place, and we want to bury it a bit. Okay, now let's add some fences. I would say no. Let's add some empty crates. Here they are. I usually like them quite small if possible, because too big can look wrong with the characters, especially with non-hero characters. Let's put something there, then we have to adjust the height, of course. Okay, I guess that's fine. Now let's place some other stuff. We want some pile of junk. This is perfect. These are stuff they have taken from people. They are trolls, so it makes sense. This is a bit too big, smaller. Okay, let's put even some here, and then some here. Okay, then we need to add some. Let's see what I want. I want some trash. Can you see trash? Trash. Here they are. Here we have some trash. We must make sure to not add too much trash one beside the other, because they have only one available variation. Let's see, too close. This is good place. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay, a bit of trash here behind the crates, and finally a bit here. Then I will resize and bury stuff, and then I will check if you have questions. Probably not, because there's not much to ask now. What are you doing, my man? Just placing some trash around. What else should I do? Okay, let's bury this a bit. Check. Okay, let's bury. Okay, let's make these smaller because they're really too big. Move them around. They should look seamless with the snow. Actually, yes, if I bury them a bit, it seemed that it's snowed inside them. So this is a very very cool effect I can get. This is a very very cool effect. Okay, there's a bit. Don't worry, trolls are used to the snow, so they are not worried by snow. They are more scared by the large amount of undead all around them. And for a reason, poor guys. Poor trolls! Okay, so we have some crates here and here. Now I'm going quite fast. I usually improvise this stuff. I've enough experience nowadays to do it quite fast. Okay, this should not be so much buried because it's... These are... I don't like this. No, this is perfect. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay. A bit inside, a bit bigger, and you a bit smaller, and a bit to the side. Can you? And a bit buried. Okay. Let's put you too. And you, of course, need to be buried a bit. Perfect. Let's see how it looks. Yes, it looks quite buried. These can stay here. These, oh, sorry. This needs to be a bit bigger. Okay, let's now do this. Usually when you have the same variation, you can just vary a bit the sides and it will work quite well to differentiate things. Unless it's something you want to show the player really up close, in that case you need to use all the tricks that are used in RPG games. Okay, this is much more very perfect. This looks really good. Okay, let's save. Okay, let me read. Yeah, I have already added rain to the culling. What do you mean, 7 blood? To add the rain only when Malganit comes? I don't remember if I already done that or from the beginning, but I'm sure I added rain. That I'm sure. Some schools in the cage buried in the snow. I don't know. I will see now. I could, but I don't want to show the trolls too much evil here. I can add something though. I will see now if I find something. A snowman for fun. I will add a snowman in this map. I need to decide where though. I have not yet decided. So if you have suggestion on where to hide the snowman, I will for sure. I will for sure do it. Ah, yes, yeah, this is thematic. I mean, the weather becomes worse with every passing mission until it gets to the end. And I think it's very, very thematic. If one, we need to use the environment to tell the story, because we have not, this is not a movie, we have not neither Mass Effect, we have not the same tools. We need to use the environment a lot, because the environment is something the player can really work with. So I think using the environment to tell a story is one of the best way possible in this game. So, Punk Zos, just stick to 1.32 instead. No, I don't agree. I think, except for the fact that if I stick to that patch, that means that I would basically make it impossible for everyone who upgraded to the new patch, which is mandatory to play online, to play my campaigns. This is not a good move from my point of view. But besides that, I think this patch is a step in the right direction. Yes, there are a lot of problems, but I think people are a bit overreacting, and we need to report bugs. We need to tell them where they need to fix. We don't need to just say, oh, they botched everything, because it's not true. Okay, this is not true. They have not ruined everything. They have made it a bit less stable. They have made it consume more RAM. They have though made it much faster, and they added some quite nice things. We need to wait and see. I have faith, I hope to not be wrong, of course, but I think they can make this stable, and this is the better choice for everyone. What key do I click to bury these dots? So when you place units have fixed height. You know, they have usually a height which is above the ground. I am answering to Rafzar. I think which is above the ground. They can also be under the ground. It does not matter from a collision standpoint, but they usually have a fixed height, and they move, and they can move the terrain, always keeping that height with respect to terrain below them. When you are placing dots, it is the same basically, but you can move the dots up and down. To do this, you need to play Control and then page up and page down. Remember to press Control, because if you don't press Control, this will happen, and it will increase the height of the model. The height of the model in this case is the scale on the z-axis of the model, okay? So, if you want to scale the model, you can press plus and minus, or you can press page up, page down, page up, page down. I don't know, it's in English, sorry, I'm saying it in Italian. And it can scale the model on the vertical axis, which is the z-axis. If you want to move the model along the vertical axis, you need to press Ctrl and then press, keeping Ctrl pressed, page up and page down, okay? It's very useful because you can make very beautiful terrain this way. They're gonna fix it soon. Let's hope they are gonna fix it soon, Zodiac. I have faith, but faith does not mean I'm sure. I mean, I think they could still leave some stuff behind that should not be left behind, but only time can tell. So we need some schools. Let's see how they looks in this environment, because they also have frozen skulls, but I don't like frozen skulls because this is an encampment, so they are alive here. Okay, there's some skulls here and there. Let me see if I can resize these to a reasonable size. Please stay in a good place, my friend. Buried under the snow, they too? They should be too. Okay, a bit bigger. Okay. Of course, you should always think that this stuff is not meant to be seen from a very up close perspective. Usually I try to make it good to see even from a very close perspective. This way, when viewed from afar, it's usually awesome. This is the main strategy I use to actually make this look quite good, but I always double check on top-down perspective. It's fun. In the new editor you can see the new game camera zoom a lot fast, a lot upper. I have to resort to some insane tricks in the game to make it work like 1.32, because of course I use a lot of camera bounce, and the new camera was not helping me with camera bounce. So I have to check every property of the fucking cameras to understand how they work and to place them in the appropriate way. Okay, that's a bit less skull here, a bit bigger, it's a bit too small. Let's see. Perfect. A bit blurry. Okay. Here we want to place, yes, a couple piles more. here. I want to leave some space here. Okay, here, okay, and okay, I don't like that. Let's place it here. Perfect. Okay, now I like it more. How is it? It looks AAA. That's the goal. Okay. What distinguishes a AAA game from an indie game? Usually the production value. And what is the production value? The time spent by the level designer or the artist in case of the models, but in this case by the level designer, to decorate and produce a level which is immersive and is interesting to look at in every part of it. This is basically a definition of AAA game. If you want to go for a good definition, of course, we want to say it's just the money invested, well, that is true also, but it's not real AAA. This can also be a scam. Okay, we want that this I don't know, the spirits to come towards here, outside of this wall. Okay. Okay-ish. And now we want a bit less. Down here. These we want a bit. Can I move it? Yeah. Even a bit too far. Okay. Now that I've done all of this, let me put this here too. And now some school sticks. I usually like to place school sticks at the entrance because they seems to me a quite clear sign of warning, and don't come here. If you want to die, you come here. If you don't want to die, please go away. This is quite logical. Let's hide these rocks because the rocks here are not of the same color of the environment, so we don't want to show them here. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have this one, don't like. This is perfect. Those rocks are so small they look like skulls. Okay. So this is the entrance, basically. And of course, usually here, if we have other skulls, so they are usually frozen like this one, okay? And I don't want them to be frozen here because of course this is a place where they live. So what can we do? We can add some very, very useful brazier glowings. So we add a brazier here. Can we add a brazier here, please? Thank you. And here too. Okay, let's try to place them. Perfect. This brazier is penetrating with the place it here. They don't need to be perfectly aligned. They are too much aligned here, so I will probably place. Let's place it here. Okay, below that thing. It's fine. They are roasting this skull, okay? Let's see if we can make it look less awkward. It seems not. I will save in a minute because we never know. It doesn't crash often, but it might crash for me now because I am on stream, so everything bad can happen. It's like The main principle of the Murphy's Law. Okay, this is quite nice. One step up, even two. And you are more or less on the same level. Maybe one. Perfect. Now they're on the same level. Great. We can now do. Can we do this? No, we have no way. I mean, this is quite fine to say. They are actually making this a bit more hot. Let me save. Let me check the chat. Okay. If there is one, and there are no big bones here, so it's not easy to add a big bones like you ask. The models are not really helpful in that. Tarkam, the claws of eye. They are on purpose. My idea is that these claws of eyes are actually being prepared by the trolls. I mean, the trolls are not a barbaric primitive civilization in the lore, if I'm correct. So I wanted to show that ice trolls decided to actually build things with a lot of with the idea of scaring the enemy in mind, and this makes sense because in this context the ice trolls are no longer the predators, the scourge the predators, so they want to scare the scourge, even it doesn't make sense that much, but it makes sense from a warrior tribe standpoint. Okay, also these are mercenaries, so these are not hostile like many others. I think these clothes are quite fitting for the place. Do you plan to have hi Wildo Frost? I recognize your nickname from Discord. Do you plan to have time limit on UMO 8 as well? Yes, I plan to have time limit in this map as it was in the original map. Okay, let me see. My god, you are writing a lot today. Yeah, Zodiac was answering that basically. That could mean you won't have time to explore on the map. I think I will increase the time a little bit because the amount of enemy you face is higher. The map is quite nice to explore, so I will increase a bit the time. It's not 15 minutes. I think I will give at least 20 minutes to make this map. But I had to test it with balance in mind. Yeah. Okay, so let's back to our troll base. So we have done that. We now want to add this brazier glowing nearby the various huts, because you know, if you were a troll, actually let's try to use them always at the same side. This way it looks better from afar. It's not really visible, but we humans can see things we don't even know we see. Okay, now one here and one here, and I guess it's enough for the braziers. I would like probably a brazier here, but this is a unit with a different painting map, so I don't know. I probably can. Let me check. I can go to units, to neutral passive, mercenary camp, ice trolls, and disable the ISA building tag. Start is a big default. Oh, already disabled. This is very sad. Let me check. Where is the pathing map? Because it's a pathing map, the problem, I think. Where is the pathing map? Ah, okay, yeah, it has the pathing map, but you cannot see because I have not ticked that. And now the pathing map should be here. So we need to remove the pathing map, then say it's not a building. And now we should be able to place. Let's see if I'm right. And I'm right. Surprise, surprise. You can do a lot of stuff with the editor if you know what to change before and after doing something. It's quite a powerful tool, but you need to know how to use it, because otherwise it can be quite frustrating or limiting. Of course, StarCraft 2 Galaxy Editor is better, but we don't have access to that for Re-Reforged. Okay. Finally, another touch is, of course, they eat. They are not dead, okay? They are eating, they are living. So we need to add in some place, some fireplace. And I want to add one here, and then one trashed here. I think it makes sense. Let me check the painting map. You need to always make sure to give enough space for the player to move. Maybe here, not too close. Let me check. Maybe let's try here. And now we show something interesting, because if you have this, okay, if you have this is high and cannot really melt the ground. There's no on the ground, but this one, this is on the ground. So we need to melt the snow and the ice around it, and I think this gives you a very nice effect. I've already done that in these places. You can see in the human camp, because here, of course, the fire is melting the snow, because it's used for that. It's just a visual thing. It's not gameplay, of course, but I think it can make a huge difference for the realism of the map. Okay. Perfect. A bit less ice. We got too much ice. It's too much. You don't say. Okay. Here this is a building, so we could try to add some grass around, or maybe I will try maybe to not add the grass, and because I should the incredible Mr. Ogreman should give me a snow version of that, so I think we can do with that. And here I want to show the snow is regaining a bit control, because of course it's trash, so it's a bit less hot. Okay, that is quite nice. And let's add a bit of, okay, let me check where is the better place. See this line when you don't tie the texture perfectly. Okay, I think this is the best way. Perfect. Now the troll camp, in my opinion, is ready. We just need to add stuff you can destroy. So we need to add some crates and some barrels. Nothing major, of course, just a bit, because otherwise this is exploitable. First of all, I need to add a barrel here. How big are these barrels? A bit too big. And I want maybe better a crate, because I can make them small. There's not much space. Need to work on this. Okay. Okay. It's hard to fit them in. I think these two crates are here, and I will add a very nice item behind here. The nice thing is that you will need to attack these buildings to get here, because you probably can destroy it if you want, but you can not reach it manually. So you need to actually destroy this building to get here, and by destroying this building you attack the trolls, so it's fine. You can find a nice item here. It adds a bit of choices. Remember, player agency is usually about choices. I don't like to completely change the game and make it work like StarCraft 2, which has in its campaigns an amazing way to provide player choice, and I think it's not the place for that with my work. At least it's not what I should do for my rework, but in general, giving player agency is always your goal. You want to give the player agency, because if you don't, the player will be bored by the game. He will say, okay, what should I do? The player must always be engaged. This is, I think, the first rule of any game. Of course, engaged is not the same as stressed, okay? I'm not saying you should stress your players if you want to make maps. But please engage them. Make sure they have fun and enjoy the game. Okay. You evil crates. You are evil crates. It's hard. Okay, I need to. Okay. Okay. I like this. And this. Now. Okay. These are accessible, so you can access them. And I think it's enough. I can place a side barrel here. And another couple crates here. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, this is our realistic camp. Now that I've done it, let me check. Okay, let me check. Hello Galmator, welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying this Let's Dev. Well, you should mind stressing the player with impossible difficulty. At least, you can have a very hard difficulty, never impossible, but you should not make it mandatory, because players, I have learned that players don't want to be stressed. They want to be engaged, not stressed. Some players like to be stressed, okay? In that case, you can stress them, but it must be their own choice. Okay, so I think this is good. Let's place some amazing trolls. In this case, trolls, since they are not hostile, they are all in a separate faction. Instead of turning the faction hostile, I decided to keep the same system I've used for task cards in the previous map. And if you attack them, they will change faction to neutral hostile. Why this? Because I want them to be creeps, just friendly creeps. And if you attack them, they stop being friendly and just become creeps. Okay, this is my idea. I see this a way to be consistent throughout the campaigns. Okay, so of course we need an high priest somewhere, like here in the middle of the place. There should be all with a property in color, yes, because they are all colored in a specific color. So we have the high priest. I don't know if I should add the warlord. I might probably add the warlord here as a unit that spawns, and this place here makes sense to be the house of the warlord because it's isolated from the rest, so it makes sense. Now let's add lesser units like a berserker. We could add this berserker here, and we could try to add these two, like having an amazing conversation. Who you wanna kill? Yes, something like that. Okay. Now we want to add some simpler trolls. These are here. Guarding who enters. Who dare enter these lands. We have trappers. We can put a couple trappers here. And we have a priest. We can put a priest in this house. Another priest in this house. Maybe in this house. And then we can put two weaker trolls in his house, in this house. We have only one berserker, so we can add here another berserker, and we can add one troll here. Okay, this is an encampment. You want to leave a lot of area here because the player has to come here and recruit mercenaries. Everything else is optional. This one is hidden, this one is hidden, this one is hidden, these two are hidden. So it's not too hard, but it's very, very important that you don't make too easy for the player to reach these places, because these are places that belongs to the troll. Okay, so the player can reach them. It's not hard, but it's not as easy and evident pathfinding wise as to reach this center place. Okay, so this is the troll encampment. I hope you like troll encampment, and I think it's very fitting. Now we are going to work some triggers to make it actually work. Yeah, Tarkan, they will all engage if one of them is attacked or if their hut is attacked. And if you recruited mercenaries and you attack them, these mercenaries will attack you. So you will lose the control over these mercenaries. It makes sense. No, they are not blocking your way to meet the warlord. You can see them the pathing map. I can show you again. This is the pathing map, so you can move here. Okay, and the warlord is hidden. The warlord is hidden inside the house. I don't know if you noticed, but when you play Re-Reforged, creep camps are not just creep camps. Most of them have specific systems in place, triggers, that makes them interactive. What that means, if you enter a creep camp while they sleep and attack the crates, I will let that go because I want you to be able to steal from them. It makes sense from my point of view. But if you attack one of the huts, they will all awake. And inside huts, usually some of the units are hidden. Not inside all huts, and it varies with difficulty, but if you attack one hut, the units inside will leave, and if you attack the camp, the first unit that dies will trigger all the units in all the huts to spawn for reinforce the camp. So this is how all camps works in Re-Reforged. From the first mission of the prologue, where the first gnoll will come out of his tent to help his friends fight against you, to the last. Of course, in some cases this is hidden by the difficulty. If you play on easy difficulty, some camps don't have this feature because it's disabled for the difficulty, but not because it's not here. And if you play on normal, some of them are remote. Hi Danzo, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy this Let's Dev on the new incredible editor. Okay, so as you can see, the editor god has not made us crash, so we are quite happy. Let's move on to the triggers. Okay, so I've already done a lot of stuff for the triggers, and this is just the setup things I've done. For example, just to show you something not related to what we are doing today, but it's very, very fun. These are all the things I'm saving from previous mission. What that means, if you kill one of Boniker or Clido, of both, it will change a specific creep camp. If you attack the Tuskers, they will still be hostile. If one of the Tuskers is destroyed, it will be changed. Okay, if you destroyed both Tuskers, they will be no longer mercenaries. If you just destroyed one and attacked the other, it will change things. Okay, even if you destroyed orange and purple, it will change things and actually make things easier. And I want to use revenants in place of these two players that will appear again in this map, to show that there is someone working with the Guardian. And I want to flesh out a bit the Guardian, not to reveal his origin because we don't know, but I want to actually give him some kind of context in which to operate, instead of just be a placeholder unit there. Okay, without ruining the mystery, of course, because I have not the tools to actually explain what it was, because nobody knows actually what it was, so it was never decided. So let's come to our creep camps. Here we are. So we have to decide how many huts we have, and we have to decide which one is to bound to hard, easy difficulty, and so forth. So for what I see, we have a total of 4 different huts, and we have a total of 5 different units that can spawn. In my opinion, we should make this unit and this unit the one that requires difficulty. So in order to make things easier, I want to go on clockwise sense, and this will be the A spawn, this will be the B spawn, this will be the C spawn, this will be the second C spawn on normal difficulty, this will be the D spawn on hard difficulty. Okay, so that means that I use this as my own naming convention, and this is under creep I stroll. So we have A, and A is always, B and B is always, C is always, then we have, so we have C01, then we have C02 normal, and then we have the hard. As you can see, A, B, C, D are the name of the huts. So we have A, B, C, let's see, C normal, D hard. Okay, these are the names. Actually, I can probably do it another way. Maybe I can leave these two and make him the one which is harder. I can do this and B in order to reduce the amount of priests on easy difficulty, because probably it's better on easy to have only one priest, and instead of one one regular troll less. Okay, so these are the variables. Now we come to the triggers. Okay, so we have triggers for when art are attacked. We need to rename everything in order to make sure it works properly. B is normal, B normal, C is C. We have spawn, we will spawn 2 creeps here. Let's say we have C01 spawn, C02 spawn, but I can probably, I can probably spawn them together. I think this is fine. DR, because I try to stick as much as possible to my own conventions. Okay, then, so unit home your passive attack unit equal to creep at ice troll hay, creep ice troll camp spawn hay. This is all difficulty, so we can remove this one, and this one can be moved to that one, and that one can be moved to that one. So if troll A is alive, he is the warlord, and we need to remove it from group creep ice troll. Order him to, have I defined a region for this? And I didn't, so we need a region, because when they exit the hut they need to know where to attack. So we have creep camp, something in the middle of that, so more or less this is here, the middle, so they move all here. Okay, now we have it. Creep camp ice trolls. This is the normal one, yes. Be normal. If it's normal art, we will spawn. It's the same thing we did here. Ice trolls. Creep camp ice trolls. Perfect. This is spawn. This is the same. But we need to spawn 2 of them. There are 2 here. So we can, if I die, just remove the creep. So we need to actually make this stuff conditioned. And this is the second. Oh, why? It takes a bit because there are many units. Ah, okay, this is a bug of the new editor, I think. Because it's not where it should. It doesn't immediately arrange these in the proper order. I don't know where it is. Creep, I stroll the yard. Where is the other one? Sit. Okay. It's a completely random place. The artisan is just one. Actually, you know what? We can do two different spawn because we need to wait a bit of time between one and the other. So we want to wait. How much time do we wait? So few time. Can I see something where we wait a bit more? Okay. Perfect. And now we can restore it as it was because it's probably the best way to do it. Okay. I think we can remove him. Let's see if it arranged it correctly. Not yet because it's a moron. Okay. This is a bug of the new editor. Not a big bug. It will arrange them eventually. And all the things I do, these are required if you want to have a consistent system of, how can I say, reaction from the creep camps in order to make them really feel alive. Because otherwise they are never felt alive in Warcraft. And I think they should be a big part of the game. So we can just move here, move this here, and kill this one. And this is perfect. Okay. And of course these always spawn and they spawn. Okay, yes, this all makes sense. This is on hard. This is not C01, but this should be DR spawn. Actually this, okay, this, I copied this. Yes, I copied this one. This is why it's not a mistake in the previous map. Creep out the R, perfect. Hard. Troll the yard. I stroll the yard. Let's find it. Where are you, my friend? Where I'll troll my old friend. Here we are. Where are you? After Murloc Huntsman, okay. Yeah, the region. I have to reorganize this region. And this is on him. Let's see. So D. This should be D. D. 02. This is 1 at, yes, 02, 02. 02, 02, 02. 1 at, 01. 01, 01, 01, 01, 01. Okay. This is B, or B, this should be all fine, and this is A. Perfect. Now, if one unit owned by neutral hostile or by another player, which is no player, because this is the other player, if dying unit is in the group, we need to wake up all the others. I actually think I will not let them sleep, but I will leave this anyway to make sure nothing bad happens. And they should attack, as always, in the center of this region. And then we need to spawn them, spawn hidden trolls. And we have a lot of trolls to spawn, not just one, so we need to. First we spawn A. Then we need to check out this longer wait. Then we spawn B. Normal. C1. C2. And finally the art. Defeated. When all these units are dead, we can disable this. We have at A, at B, C, and D. Then we have spawn A, spawn B, C1, C2. And finally we have D. Okay, this should be fine. Oh god. How can I remove this 5646 this we have two different bots today. Sad. Yeah. I will remove them later. So like how Grom works in Arc 03. Yes, creep camps works basically like that. They have a damage threshold. If you attack them, they can suffer a bit of damage before they react. This is done because you might, by accident, click on them, misclick on them and attack them. So I want you to avoid to attack them if you really don't want. Also, their ads can be attacked by left clicking, so this is maybe I should remove that. I should make them attackable by left clicking on after you explicitly attack them, because they should not be attacked. Yeah, and Tarkam, what you want to implement is a bit out of scope for this game. I mean, basically no game implements a fleeing mechanics from mobs, not even RPG games where it makes sense. They usually fight till death, and to implement that in an RTS like Warcraft 3, it's terrifying. By the way, they are not fighting in open field, they are fighting on their homes, so where are they supposed to retreat to? Okay, so this should be done. And now we need to assign them, because this is just one part of the job. We need also to assign all of them. And to assign all of them, we come here. As you can see, I already assigned a ton of stuff. And we need to remember the order we used. Okay, so let's start with the ones already here. C01, let's select a unit, and this one is C01. Then we have A, which is of course the warlord, and this must be added to heist rolls. Then we have B normal, which is the first pierced priest. English, what a weird language. Okay. Now, so maybe we should move C below, because it makes sense. So have it below. Heist rolls. Second one. Oh no. Why, game? It changes the order once more. I guess it's some kind of a synchronous task that doesn't get finished enough, and so it's all wrong. But still, it's much faster. You don't know how slow the editor was before this patch. at least working on HD like I do. Okay. And is it enough? No, it's not, because we also need to add all remaining units to the group. Otherwise, how can we interact with them? So we need to add all of that to the group. These are the standing units, the one that you can see when you first start the game. You can see how much time and how many details are required to just make one creep camp. And I want to point out that this is because I know what to do perfectly, because I have already designed a template for it. So basically I'm not inventing stuff. I always doing the same things over and over again. But this is not always true, okay? This is not something you can do the first time you make a map. Okay. So this is very important to keep in mind. Okay, trolls ready. Okay, trolls are ready and happy. About the system I was speaking before, this is something I've just developed. It's basically a new system written in Lua, and this system actually uses allows us to right click on certain units or buildings, and they will behave like destructible, so you will attack them. This will also work with queued orders, and you will see flashing lights on them. Okay, I will show you now how it works by loading the previous map 7, and I will show you how it works. The system that is already implemented, and the internal version is implemented in all maps. In this map, and I think also in the previous one, I will not make this system immediately work for these villages where the creep huts are not supposed to be attacked automatically, because they are not hostile. So I will remove it for them until you attack them, because this way it makes more sense and it's less confusing for the player that might by mistake right click on them, and if you attack their huts they will trigger this an attack and you will lose them and become hostile. Okay, I will show them the system and then it will all for today. It's quite tiring. I hope you enjoyed this thing about this small section about the trolls, how a creep camp is laid out. I plan to do more streams like that, where I just do things. I will not prepare anything and just do development time. I hope to reach an affiliate level on Twitch. It's not that easy because I have not that much time to stream, so I cannot stream all the day they want me to stream in order to reach that, because it will not be a problem from the point of view of the amount of followers. I mean the viewers. I have enough viewers. And thank you for the kind words. I hope I will. The more I go on, the better the streams will become. The more natural they will be, and of course, the more I can understand what I need to show on stream and what I should not show. The last map was a bit of a test. I will not show any more maps playable done basically in preview, so expect me, unless you are a beta tester, nothing more until the release, and the release should not be far away. Once this map is finished, I will start the localization process of all previous maps, and then I will move to the last map and to finish. And I can't really wait to finish this campaign because I think should be a milestone for the project. Yeah, the surprise is important, but not everyone agrees on that, and the project is dead, I'm not seeing anything yet. Please guys, takes time, and if I show preview, people get bored. If I don't show previews, it's... I hope these streams can help you if you want to make maps, because I think you should map make, okay? This is like Uncle Sam for the US Army, and this is me telling you you should map make, and not map make for me, not making Re-Reforged. You should map make for yourself and for the community, because the community, Warcraft Re-Reforged, deserves a chance, and the more maps are done in the new engine, whatever it is, HD or also SD, just made with Reforged in mind, using a lot of nice things that Reforged added, I think it's better for the community, because the community can be very, very stupid at times, okay? And we don't want the community to be stupid, because we don't want Blizzard to leave. We want them to fix and then leave. Only then they should leave, when they fixed the game to a stable enough state. Okay, enough for propaganda today. Let me show you how this system works for clicking on neutral units. Consider it's implemented also on the culling of Stratorm, so it is nice there, because you can right click on citizen and they will flash, and you have a visual feedback on your action, which is quite good. Okay, let me load the previous map and save this one for today. I've developed enough. By the way, another thing, since there have been discussion lately in the Discord server, my Discord server, about things I should do, should not do, remember, I am doing this, I'm trying to do the best I can, but I cannot appease everyone, and I cannot make something that is the perfect thing for everyone. So, if you have your own taste, and you can and should have your own taste, I hope you can edit my maps. If you want to make a co-op version, I would like that. If there is someone that wants to make a co-op version of my map, I will help you, okay? This is something I would really like to do with some specific maps. I think they could really fit co-op. And so if someone wants to make them, because I have not the time, I am here to help you understand my maps and modifying them in order to make a really forged quality co-op. This is something I would love to do. And I would love to see edits and changes, and maybe you can make an edit to something I changed and your edit is better. And I can, if you want, take your edit and implement it to the game, if you prove me it's better. Okay, so you can make your own maps, make your own campaigns in SD, in HD, change my maps, learn from my maps, whatever, okay? It's open, everything is open, and I want you to do it. If you think you might like do it, well, try and do it, okay? This is my recommendation for everyone. Okay, let's see the system in action before I take my meditate rest. Can you see the game? Can we see the game? Let me try to see. Warcraft 3, of course, because you know OBS is not. Warcraft 3. Tell me if you can see the game, guys. You can? Can you? You can?
This is
I will show one thing
land,
now.
isn't it?
Very fun.
You can barely
I
even
also
see the
removed
sun.
my
This howling
terrible
wind cuts to the
face
bone,
from
and you're not even
on
shaking.
the screen.
My lord, are you all right?
You can see now it will move its mouth much more, because they changed the lip sync to actually be more expressive, and this is real good for me, except it's
Captain, are all my forces accounted for?
much more expressive.
Nearly.
on every level.
There were only a few ships.
A bit too much, but I think
Very well.
too much
Our
is
first
better
priority
than
is to set up a
too
base
less.
camp with proper
Too few.
defenses. There's no telling what's
We
waiting
can
for
see
us out
it
there in the
speaking
shadows.
from distance. This is quite nice. Okay. Let me show you this in action. And to show this in action, I have to use a cheat. Please don't hate me for this. And the sound you heard is just the sound of the game UI working behind it. So, let's see these huts here for the Tuskers. I can right click on them
Certainly.
and they works just like the
For honor.
structures. To do this,
Of course.
I had to do something
A
it's
sound
not possible to do in the
Certainly.
in before Reforged
For
editor.
honor.
This is something that you have to
A
have
sound
Reforged to
plan.
do.
Of
1.32
course.
because basically
course.
I had to capture a mouse event and the
Certainly.
unit I was above the mouse
honor.
event. It's not perfect 100%,
sound
just
plan.
99%, but it's enough.
For honor.
And then I use another
A
trigger
sound plan.
to actually
course.
command the unit to attack.
Certainly. A sound plan.
The attack never
Certainly.
ended. If I keep attacking, they should attack me. They're angry now. I can actually improve this. I think it's nice. The outwalk was nice. Okay, that's what I wanted to show. So, here we are. We're back. Arthas open his lips. Leech. His lips. Yes, much more than before, but it's better. In some cases, it's a bit too much, but I think too much is better than not enough. Because in the case of Arthas, you can quite well see its mouth because is without a beard, but other characters like Uther, it was hard to see its mouth moving. Now it's very clear. So I think it's better. There are some cases we say janky, but I mean it's for the memes. A couple memes will do no harm, while unexpressive characters do much more harm. They fixed this in 1.33. So you can go tell people that 1.33 is not the end of the world and it's a step in the right direction, but there is a lot of stuff more to do. Very well, guys. And girls, I don't know. I will see you. I will see you another day. From September, half September, I will start streaming much more. My development time. So I will hopefully become an affiliate on Twitch, and so you can see the process, and I will give you a lot of tips and tricks, and you can see how I work and how I design stuff in HD with AAA quality in mind. And I don't know how to pronounce your name, my dear French friend. Okay, can I call you like that? Elejon. I think it should be pronounced in French. The stream is ending, so you're quite late to the party, but you can see the VOD. You can see the VOD tomorrow on YouTube. Okay, guys. So good night, good day, wherever you are, and see you next time. Bye bye.